afternoon, everyone. I'm happy to see all of you. Hope you are doing well. If you don't mind, it's going to be available on YouTube later so that people can have access to it and have details of our discussion. So we are just going to be having conversations, and we are going to be talking about the new normal that's cropped on us. If you want to speak or you want to ask questions, please just drop a message for me in the chat room. So let me set the background. COVID-19 is changing the world, is changing our lifestyle, is having implications on our health, both physical and mental, and is also having impact on our finances, both as individuals and as a nation. And if you look at some of the literatures that have gone, that people have been, flying around, you hear it's unprecedented. But I don't believe it's unprecedented. I would rather say it's unprecedented in our generation because it has happened before. A pandemic has happened before. That's in my assessment is even worse than this, and the world overcame it. So the message for us today is that it's not the end of the world. And what is going to happen to us is our power of perspective, how we see things. So your perspectives can change or transform the way you respond to things. So we have two options. It's either we react to it, which is just act without thinking, or we respond to it, which is you have a plan towards what is happening around you. That's the reason we are having this discussion. So it's going to happen that there will be a slowdown in the economy. But how do we prepare for it as individuals, in our careers, in our finances, and how do we move from here is what we want to talk about. Like I said before, because when you talk about crisis, you're talking about a change. And this is a change that we did not anticipate. We all said, 2020, Happy New Year, January 1, 2020. This is a year of division. We didn't know that something like this was going to creep up on us. If we look, even when we looked back in February, we didn't think about it that we are going to have to deal with this kind of crisis globally. So now, before we even go to the concerns that people have, and of course, that's why we thought that, okay, let's have a discussion and let's let people have the opportunity of talking about the concerns that they have. Before we even go to that, let's think about it. What are the lessons that we can learn from COVID-19? I'm sure it's not just all bad news. People always see things from bad news. You lose your job, it's not bad news. You get, you face challenges, you don't pass an exam, it's not a bad news. That environment is communicating something to you that you need to learn from. That's the way I see things. Now, COVID-19 is happening. It's disrupting lives, disrupting businesses, disrupting economies, and it's creating both social and economic impacts on our lives. So what are the lessons that we can learn from this? The first thing that I took away from it is this. It's teaching us to leverage more on technology. If not for COVID-19, we won't be having this meeting as a case study. If not for COVID-19, your employer will not allow you to work from home, even if it drives your productivity and enhances your happiness, So we should think about it. It's going to help the world to create new frontiers, help the world to leverage more on technology. That's the first point. The second lesson for me is this. It shows how interconnected human beings are. Imagine something happening in Wuhan and has traveled the whole world without a visa. That's phenomenal. It shows that the virus has been able to break barriers. What is that telling you as an individual? It's telling me that nothing is impossible. That's a lesson I'm picking from it. This situation is not all bad news, showing us what is important, in my opinion. So for instance, most of us are with our families and we are just stuck with them for God knows how long, we hopefully soon. And this is showing us that what is going to remain actually is your relationship. Relationship is very important. And now, if you look at it, like I said before, this virus has traveled miles away and gone to several places in the world. It's showing how interconnected human beings are. And it's also enhancing our productivity. Now, however, because it is something new, I agree it is creating concerns for us. It is affecting our physical being and mental health. So even if you are not infected with the virus, or you know somebody that is infected with the virus, it still creates concerns for you. It creates anxiety, panic. Most people are afraid. They don't even know what's going to happen next. Now, before we even move to, okay, am I going to lose my job? Am I going to have the job? If you don't have your health in place, you can't do any job. So it is very important that you place attention on your health, because it is your health that would provide the means for you to do what you're supposed to do on your job. Now, when we talk about health, you need to look at it from two perspectives: your physical health, your mental health. Physical health, please endeavor to choose the right food option. Try to go for the healthy food option. People usually think that, what's she talking about, food? Is that what we are saying? We are saying that, economies are going into recession. We're saying that oil slump is happening. What is she talking about? She's talking about health. The thing is, if you are not healthy, you can't even participate in the upside if the economy recovers. So it's important that you do the right thing. Now, because we are used to moving out of the house, working in the sun, walking to the office, having social relationships with people at work and all, it helps our mental well-being. So by being isolated at home with the same set of people, in fact, I saw one post recently that a man in Italy, they asked him, why are you on the street? You were asked to stay at home, and he said, no, I prefer to go and face COVID-19 because my wife is worse than COVID-19. Talking about your mental health, what should you be doing? You don't have to listen to all the news. You don't have to expose yourself to bad news, right? There's so much bad news flying around, so much panic being created, so much fear being created. You don't have to listen to everything. You can choose what you want to listen to. You want to know the number of cases, just go and check the number of cases. You want to know the number of people that have recovered, just go and do that. Don't expose yourself unnecessarily to bad news. So I see life as a zero-sum game. Zero-sum being that somebody's loss is another person's gain. So to be wise, I think it's good to position yourself to be amongst the people that are gaining in the crisis. Because some people would actually gain in this crisis. Think about it. Technology companies, health sector, they are the ones that will be in the win. Talking about your mental well-being again, just try to be positive. I think it's just a lesson that I've learned over time. Most of you have listened to my story, my journey. There's nothing that happens to me that makes me worry. I think when you ask me that what's my hobby, I'll say one of my hobbies is sleeping. Because no matter what happens to me in a day, I will sleep. And then I can wake up and pick it up from where I stopped. But if you can't, you can't add anything by worrying yourself to death. I'm sure most of us are worried. Am I going to lose my job? Am I going to be promoted? Am I going to suffer a pay cut? But what you realize is the more you worry, the more you create stress toxins in your system. And if you want to eventually gain from the upside that is going to happen, which will then you have to take care of what you're thinking about, because eventually what you think about becomes your reality. If you dwell so much on the negatives, you just realize that all those negative things that you're thinking about will happen to you. Now, like I said before, this is not the first time that the world is going to be facing a pandemic. I read the history of the one that happened in 1918, thereabouts. From the statistics, it's worse than what is happening now. And most of us do not even know that it happened. Why? Because the world recovered from it and the world moved on. So the same way, whilst we pray that God should heal the people that have infected the health workers, helping them out, we should also know that life is in phases. It's just a phase that will move. It's a phase, it's going to come and it's going to go. But how you position yourself during that phase is what matters. Yeah, we hear a lot of news. Oh, it's lockdown. There's global economic. Some countries are already facing recessions. All prices are the lowest rock bottom. There's threat to healthcare. There's job loss. There's pay cut. There's this. There's that. Why don't you just focus on the positive? Why just look at the fact that when you look at a glass, like I have my water here, I'm always with my bottle. People will have different perspectives as to what's going on with this bottle. Some will say, oh, it's almost empty. But some will say, whoa, it's half full. There's something that I can still get from this. So it's the same way that our perspectives transform our lives and our world. So if you have the right perspective, you will position yourself to take advantage of what is going on. Now, let me tell you a story. Real life story, my story. I'm proud of this story because I overcame it. The global recession of 2008, 2009 was what caused my loss of my first job. And it was my first job. So imagine you're a fresh graduate. Nobody would ever think that you're going to lose your first job. I was working in a bank then. It gave me the opportunity of pursuing the career switch that I didn't have the courage to do, right? Working in the bank, I knew that I wanted more because I wanted to learn more. I wanted to challenge myself more. But because I was there, I was just comfortable being there. That period of my life was the most challenging in my career, but it's the one that gave me the greatest opportunity in my life. Every time I think about it, I used to joke with my husband that thank God they sacked me. Because if they had not sacked me, I would have just been there in my comfort zone. This is the time for you to learn the skills of the future. There are so many online courses available. Most organizations now are serious about building their assets, the people, by training them. Look for courses online of skill, right? Just, you have to develop, you have to self-invent, you have to rediscover yourself. The fact that you're isolated should give you the opportunity of thinking again about your life, about your plan. Do you have a plan? Do you have a career diary? Where are you on your roadmap? You know, it's not only organizations that should be doing budgeting. In your career budget, in your financial budget, where exactly are you? What amendments do you need to make? This is the opportunity for you to do it. Now, yes, don't think, oh, this girl, she's just so optimistic. There are going to be some tough decisions taken at companies. Some people will definitely lose their jobs. But the fact is, if you see it the right way, which is my message, it's going to be a launching pad for you. From my experiences, those disappointments create an opportunity for you to come back big and come back strong. So there are some people that I know, they're probably stuck in their job. They don't have the courage to leave because they have financial responsibilities and all. Companies may lay those people off. So how do you see it? Do you see it as an opportunity to grow a business? Do you see it as an opportunity to pursue that career switch you've always wanted? Or do you see it as an opportunity that, oh, my life has come to an end, and then you just give up on life? Pay cuts may happen. They may happen. How are you planning for those things? That's what you should be thinking about now. All right. Another thing is this. This is the time for you to cultivate your relationships, because we have been so lost in work. Some of us don't even have relationship with our family members, with our friends. We've forgotten about them. This is the time to check up on those people. This is the time to help people. Now, think about it. There are so many people that are more hit with this situation than we are. In fact, we are probably part of the wealthiest, because there are some socially excluded people that are poorer than we are. Most people in Nigeria, I can't give a percentage, right? But I know that most people in Nigeria earn their living daily. So just imagine what's going on with those people. They say there is a lockdown. You live in a house. Have you thought about how your security guard is eating? Shops are closed. Just think about it. This thing is hitting more people than other people. And that's the feature of pandemics, right? Because there's no we and us, right? There's no we and they. It's all of us. We are in this together. Everybody is stuck in their respective countries. It's how we have laid our beds that we'll lay on it. And that is important that we develop a healthcare system. This will probably teach, right, our generation that we should place attention on that sector, right, by proper funding. And of course, you know, Nigeria is import dependent. I mean, these are where the opportunities lie. Because think about it, if this pandemic persists, countries will produce for the sustenance of their own countries, right? Because nobody's going to produce for another country to eat. So we need to place attention on that. One of the reasons why C.L.E.A.N as an initiative is being pushed forward is because as the new generation, we have to change our mindset. We have to change the way we think and the way we do things. So you might just think this gathering is just a gathering of professionals, right? So everything, you know, success is a accumulation of several steps, different processes. And a country cannot just wake up by being successful if there is no development in human resources, which is who we are. And that is why we are saying, let's change our mindset. Let's build ourselves up for the future. We are going to be doing this every week through the period of the lockdown. It will give us opportunity to network, to discuss topics. The next week, we are going to have 2 guests that will be talking to us about our personal financial planning. I know we can't be talking about physical well-being if we don't have, assurance that there's money in the bank account. So we are going to have 2 experts, 2 portfolio managers, come and tell us what we should be doing now, how to prepare for the future, and what to learn from this. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. I look forward to joining you next week. And let's talk about our finances. How are we going to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves, taking care of our mental health, looking out for the opportunities, expecting the recovery in the economies, building our relationships, as well as building ourselves, taking advantage of online courses that are available, upscaling our skill sets. We are also taking care of our finances because money is life, right? So see you next week. Thank you very much. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out to me on.
Thank you.
I'm always available. Thank you very much. See you soon.